to my channel Online Biology Tutorials. In this live of today, I will be teaching you the structure of human eye and two defects of the vision, myopia and hypermetropia. So here we are starting. I hope the screen is visible. So I have drawn a bit of the human eye structure. Human eye is spherical in shape, each eye, and there are various parts that we need to study. First of all, the front bulging part of the eye is known as cornea. Okay, so this cornea is the transparent part. This you need to know. Okay, this is the transparent part. It is bulging because it is just looking like it is swollen. So it is transparent part and it helps in the refraction as it is transparent, thus it will also allows light to go inside. And also the outer surface of cornea, it helps in the refraction. This is also one of the very important point. Now as you move in, the front part is the bulging part. However, this part, it represents the white of the eye. This is known as sclera. In certain reference book, this name has also been given. Now, as you move in, this part, this one, this is known as iris. Iris is actually the big ball of your eye. So the eyeball, if you see closely, there are two circles that appear in it. The outer circle is known as iris and it gives color to your eyes. Iris, so if I am drawing eye here, right, this is the inner circle. This outer circle is your iris. And in this iris, we have circular muscles as well as longitudinal muscles. So both these muscles, they will be doing contraction and relaxation and they will be decreasing the size and increasing the size of pupil depending upon the light, right? So iris is the pigmented part. It is a muscular diaphragm because it is composed of muscles and regulating the size of the pupil. This part of the eye where actually a hole is present. So this looks like it is another circle, but it is actually the hole. So this is known as pupil, which is the hole which allows light to go inside it. Now this purple part is your lens. So this part of the eye is known as lens. It is crystalline in nature. It is a convex lens and we know that convex lens is a one which helps in converging the light rays. Very, very important. So the lens is crystalline. It is convex lens and you can easily see this with the help of the shape of the convex lens. So convex lens is there. So the image formed will be real and it will be inverted as we have already done in the light chapter. This red part which is there at the top of the lens is known as ciliary muscle. So this red part here, it is known as ciliary muscle. Again, the word muscle is there. Definitely, they will be doing contraction and relaxation. So, we will be studying the role of ciliary muscle in a while. Ciliary muscle, they may relax or they may contract. So, once we are seeing the distant objects, means the far objects, ciliary muscles will be relaxing. And once we are seeing the nearby objects, it is going to be um, contracting. So ciliary muscles, they relax, they contract, and they regulate the size of the lens. Very important, when we are seeing the far object, it relaxes, and we are seeing the nearby objects, then it does the contraction. This is to be learned, right? This part of the eye where this purple line has been marked, I have written on it as retina. Retina is the photoreceptor region of the eye, and this is one region which is actually making the impulse, which is generating the impulse. This you might have read in the chapter Control and Coordination. What is an impulse? So, when light comes into your eye, this is a stimulus, and in response to it, retina generates the electrical impulse, and this impulse goes to your brain with the help of a nerve which is known as optic nerve. I hope everyone knows that all the sense organs in our body, they are actually working in coordination, control and coordination with the brain. They cannot do their work on their own. As you know that eyes, they form the real and inverted image, but we don't see the word inverted. How could we see it erect? Every image appears erect to our eyes. Why? Because the information goes to the brain. Which part of the brain? Forebrain. I hope you have read the control and coordination clearly. In cerebrum part, it is mentioned clearly that it has got a visual part. So please remember, you can coordinate both the subjects together for a better understanding. That light goes inside the eyes and it generates the image on the retina. So this image is real and inverted. So it goes to the brain with the help of this optic nerve, which I am coloring black right now. So this optic nerve goes to the brain has got various parts: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. In the forebrain, we have the largest part, cerebrum, which has got visual area in which this information will be going, and then brain will be doing the interpretation and making the image erect, right? So, retina is the photoreceptor region, and it is composed of two types of cells, one rods and another are the cones. So if you are rods are the cells which are sensitive to dim light, right? So they require dim light, and the black and white vision which is given to us is because of the rods, whereas cones, they are functional in the bright light. And we have three types of cones in our eyes: red, blue, and green. Now, you might have heard about the disorder, color blindness, in which people may lack few cones. So, depending upon how much red cones are present, blue cones are present, or green cones are present, the visibility in a color blind person may vary. And now there are certain glasses also available in the market that can correct the disorder to some extent, right? So this is the common structure of the eye, but still two structures are left. So I would be drawing the eye once again for you so that it becomes clear to you. So here in this, we have studied the part cornea, sclera, iris, pupil, retina, rods, cones, lens, ciliary muscle, optic nerve. So all these functions, I hope by now, must be clear to you. Let me draw the eye once again for you. So this is cornea. Try to make a circular eye, right? So this front part is the cornea. This white part is the sclera. I am just writing the initials, okay? And here we have lens, which is convex. We have ciliary muscles here. This is retina, and here is the optic nerve. As I said, retina is the photoreceptor region which helps in forming the image. One thing I need to tell you that there are two types of humors also which are there in the eye. So one is this one, which is known as vitreous humor. Vitreous humor. Vitreous humor, you can see it is present between the lens and the retina. So it is gel-like. Very important. It is gel-like and it is present between lens and retina. Another very important thing that we have fluid here in this region as well. Okay, this is going to be named as aqueous humor. Aqueous humor. Aqueous humor is watery. So This is present between the cornea and the lens. So, to keep the eye intact, they are already fitted in our eye sockets in the skeleton. So, to keep firm, to keep all the structures intact, these fluids are very much helpful. So, deficiency of any of these may affect the functioning of the eye, right? So, we have talked about cornea, that cornea was transparent and cornea was bulging, and it helped in the phenomenon of refraction. The outer surface of cornea, it helps in the refraction. Iris is the muscular diaphragm because it is composed of muscles, and it may contract and relax to regulate the amount of light for the pupil. Pupil is actually the hole into which light goes in, right? So, in case we are sitting in the dim light, the pupil will be dilated. In case we are in the bright light, it will be narrow so that limited amount of light can go into your eyes. Lens, as we have talked about, these are the crystalline structures, and they generally help in forming the real and inverted image as the lens is convex in nature. Retina is composed of rods and cones, and these are the photoreceptor regions. Um, Ciliary muscles will help in regulating the size of lens. So, whenever we are seeing the far object, so in the case of far objects, the ciliary muscle, CM means the ciliary muscles will be doing relaxation. And once we are seeing the nearby objects, the ciliary muscles, they are going to contract. Okay, they are going to contract. So with this we are done with the structure of the eye. Another important thing that you need to know is that if you are seeing far objects, 4 points you should definitely remember: that for seeing the far objects, ciliary muscles will be relaxing. Second important thing is lens will be becoming thinner. Okay, and the focal length, FL means the focal length, will increase, and the curvature of the eye will decrease. So these are the things that you need to keep in mind if you are observing the far objects. If you are observing the nearby objects, we will just be doing the reverse of it. So while observing the nearby objects, the ciliary muscles will be contracting, as muscles always function by contracting and relaxing. So once we are observing the nearby objects, the ciliary muscles will be doing contraction. The lens will become thicker at that time. So in case this type of diagram is being given to you for the lens, this means this is a thin one. And if this stout type of diagram is given to you, please consider this as a thick one. So in case an example comes to you that you are reading a book, what shape of the lens would be? So this would be the shape of the lens at that time. So we will be doing the reversal of the above situation. So FL means focal length. Here the focal length will be decreasing. The curvature will be increasing. These points are very, very important and you can get in any type of MCQ, right? So this you should note it down. As we move ahead, we need to know far point as well as near point as well. Far point means how far your eye can see. So in case your vision is normal, then your far point is infinity. And your near point means how closer you can bring the object so that you can identify the two objects distinctly. So it is 25 centimeter for a normal eye if the vision is correct. Now, this far point and near point, it gets affected if a person has some defect in the vision. So here we come to the first defect in the vision, which is myopia. Myopia is a disorder in which nearby objects are seen, but far objects are not seen. Very, very important. This type of problem generally happens in the student when they are in their childhood or puberty. So, nearby objects are seen and far objects or the farmost objects are not seen. So, what happens in this disorder? The far point of the eye is closer to infinity. I will be taking the diagrams as well once my discussion will be done. So, in this myopia, far point is closer to infinity and image is formed in front of retina. Image will be formed in front of retina, which is very important. How this disorder can be corrected? So using an adequate concave lens of adequate power, this can be corrected. And remember, whenever the power is given to you in minus, this means a person is using the concave lens. So, myopia is a disorder of the eye in which nearby objects are seen. Means nearsightedness is there, but far-sightedness is affected. That's what I have written here. Far point is brought closer to the infinity. So, normal eye can see distant objects, but here in the case if the person is suffering from myopia, then the far point is not going to be infinity, it will be closer. Image will be formed in front of retina and it can be corrected using the concave lens of adequate power. Now let's see the diagrams of myopia and then we will be moving further. So these are the diagrams which are given to you in your textbook. In this diagram of your book, you can see that the far point is not infinity, rather, it has been shown at the retina. That means the far point, the ability to see far objects has been decreased and it is not infinity, but it is prior. It is near now. In case of this diagram, which is showing the myopic eye, you can see that the image generally is formed at retina. But see here, the image is formed in front of the retina. See here, these rays are converging. So the image will be formed in front of retina. You can be given any diagram in the exam and you will be asked which type of eye defect is it. Now here you can see it is clear to everybody because you might have finished light chapter by now. This is concave lens. So myopia can be corrected using the concave lens, right? What is concave lens doing? Concave lens is actually diverging the light rays. So it is making possible that the image will be formed on retina. All three cases are very, very important. And myopia is a condition in which the eye curvature increases. Two reasons are also very important. One is that eye curvature increases, and second is elongation of the eyeball. Elongation of the eyeball. Both these reasons, along with these 3 points, makes this topic a very important. It can be divided into many subtopics for the exams. So with this, we are done with myopia. Let me give you an explanation of the hypermetropia, and then I will come to the diagram. So our next heading is going to be hypermetropia. Hypermetropia is another disorder of the eye in which, you know, a person is able to see far objects. This is just the reversal of myopia. A person is able to see far objects, but near sightedness, nearsightedness is affected. Means the nearby objects are not seen. So the near point The near point means the ability to observe two objects distinctly is not 25 centimeter. So near point is affected and it is beyond 25 centimeter. 25 centimeter से ज़्यादा बड़ा हो गया है, right? Important to note, image is formed behind retina. Image kahan banegi? Behind retina. Another point. How can this be corrected? It can be corrected using convex lens of adequate power. And always remember, the power of the concave convex lens is going to be written in the positive. So the people that suffer from hypermetropia, they use convex lens in their spectacles, whereas the people that suffer from myopia, they use concave lens in their spectacles. What are the reasons? These are also the important points that should be done. The focal length becomes longer, one reason, and the eyeball may shrink. These are the two reasons which can create the situation of hypermetropia. So please do learn all these points. These are very, very important. Generally, the subjective question does not comes on this topic. However, the competency base comes. So a diagram may come. They may ask you which type of a disorder is this, and near point, how is it affected? So remember, near point will be moving far from 25 centimeter. Which type of lens will be used? Convex, right? So let's come to the diagram of the NCERT which is being given. We have already discussed myopia. Let's come to the hypermetropia. So here this is giving you an idea that the near point has gone far. It is near retina. Second diagram is giving you an idea. See, this last line is your retina, and this region where the image is being formed, this is behind the retina. Third diagram is showing you how it can be corrected. So it can be corrected using the convex lens. So you draw convex lens like this. They are thicker in between and thinner at the edges. And because convex lens are the ones which are going to, right, uh, converge the right rays, so image will be formed at retina. Remember, if the image is formed in front of retina or behind retina, then both are the disorders. In this case, the person will not see a clear image, rather a blurred image will be seen, right? So it is important. Another last thing, presbyopia. Presbyopia is a disorder which generally occur in the people which are above 40 years, in which the near vision is first affected and then the far vision is affected. So in this case, bifocal lenses are used. You might have seen people of old age wearing these type of glasses in which an inverted C-like structure is there, right? So this is the one which is convex and this is the one which is concave. So concave will always be having negative power, convex will always be having positive power. So people, they use such lenses, but nowadays there is a change. For example, if this is one of the lens of the eye, then the above region is concave and the bottom region is convex. So seeing externally, you will not be able to differentiate that the glasses used by a person are bifocal, but they are bifocal. When a person reads through this glass, then the eyes should be seen down while using this one convex, and they can point up to look into the concave one, right? So with this, we are done with the structure of human eye. We are done with the power of accommodation. We have discussed how ciliary muscles, they relax and they contract and they help in regulating the size of the lens. So whenever lens gets thinner, it is because ciliary muscles are doing relaxation. Whenever lens get thicker, ciliary muscles are doing contraction. So this is the power of accommodation of the lens. When the eyes are normal, the lens works well. But over a period of time, if the ciliary muscles becomes weak, then this disrupts the stretching or getting thickened of the lens, and this affects our vision. And this exactly happens in myopia, hypermetropia, or if a person is suffering from presbyopia even. In case you like this video, please share it with your friends. See you in next video with another topic. Stay connected. Thank you.